Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys hopping in. Antoinette, Devin. It's good, guys. How you doing? Hopefully everybody's day is doing good. So to kick things off, we have this article right here that I'm sure a lot of you have heard about. It's a filing. It's not passed yet. I do have to dig into it a lot more, so I'm not going to give you any type of details. It's going to come out in a video, and I have to really read into this and take my time. So I've been busy. But if you come down to page 132 on the SEC filing, you're going to find that this says potentially could be a result of a squeeze or other market dislocation. Now, there's different people interpreting it different ways, and that's why I want to read the article before I put anything out there. But it's either they're setting things in place for the squeeze, or they're setting things in place to protect the market from the squeeze, or they're going to try and stop the squeeze from happening. So far from what I've seen, there's two interpretations of this. Like I said, I do have to dig into it. But just based off of this on page 132 of the filing, right, that could potentially be a result of a squeeze or other market dislocation, whereby NSCC may face increased market risk in the event of a default of either the transfer or the transferee. Now, you saw Tesla squeeze, Volkswagen squeeze, whatever else, any other squeeze you want to look at, the largest one you look at, have never caused a market dislocation, right? You can take a look at any of those, and you're going to see what is a market dislocation. What does this mean? Essentially, to me, without even reading into this article too much, again, there's going to be a video on it, but this to me is clear as day. They know this is going to be the biggest event that has ever happened, and they're going to attempt to either prevent it from happening or prevent market dislocation. Okay, so I'm not going to dig any more into the article on live stream. I'm going to have to take my time with this. It's a long one, and I'll put a video out as to what I think is to come. But this is very interesting. Just the fact that they put this out there, that could potentially be a result of a squeeze or other market dislocation. That's interesting. Super interesting. AMC and Gamestop on the day, though, are not looking good. So let's jump into the charts. Gamestop is down 5.23%. AMC is down 3.75%. And I kind of just want to take a look and see what might be happening. So let's remove all the drawings here. Zoom out. Okay. Right now we are on the 30-minute. Before we do some digging, let's take a look at the SPY. Correlate a few things. SPY is dumping off 438 right now. This is a huge sell-off, right? It had a false breakout over what would have been my confirmation of a breakout, right? And it tried to do it back here and immediately sold off again. So I had a feeling this was a trap here, and I'm not positive as to what the news was this. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, is Biden passed an $800 million bill again or something for Ukraine, but we can dig into that right now. Let's see. All right, we'll take a look at this in a second. I want to see what this correlates to in the past with AMC. So right now, we're focusing on this part of AMC, and we're going to try and figure out where we're going to go from here. Are we going to move up? Are we going to move down? This, that, and the third. Also, guys, just based off of that article, right? Again, hasn't been looked into yet by me too much, but just based off of that article, there's also a factor that you have to bring up, right? Will it be passed before transparency, and will that change anything? If not, right? So let's check this out. Okay. These are the 2 points you could be looking at, okay? So we're looking at either this setup or this setup, okay, as to where we could be at with AMC right now. So I want to plug this in and see what we could be looking at here. Here's one setup. This one looks pretty similar as well as this, right? As to where we are. This would be where we've been the past couple days, right? If this is the case. Let's take this off here. Oh, also I forgot to put the music on. We will put the music on one moment. I didn't even think of that. So as for right now, it looks like we could be trading more so back here if you're basing it off of cycles. Also, here looks very interesting as well. Let's see, what up? I do another day. Yeah, another day, no squeeze. Yeah, another day, no squeeze yet. But you know, it most likely won't happen in just a day. Chris says, Rhonda. Let's see, I hope we aren't headed back to 14. Oh, that's what I'm looking for right now. I'm going to tell you, I mean, I can't tell you for sure, but I'm going to give you some sort of an opinion on if I think we're going to go back to 14 or not. Okay, so take this. Remember, back there is going to be at a much larger scale, obviously. But if we just, let's see, looking at this overall trend right here. Okay. Overall trend sells off, right? This does look like the first setup back here that we have. More identical to the first setup for sure. So let's take a look here. So if this is the case, we're about down here. And what happened back here was you had a touch on the low. 2-3 touches on the low right here. Fourth touch before a move. And now let's do a little bit of a drawing here, right? A little bit of chop, leg up, right? Another move, another move, another move. Okay, for now, this is what we're going to work with here. This is on the 30-minute. Do have to get the music up here as well. I'm going to move this down. There's got to be an easier way to do this, but for right now, this is what we're doing. We're going to drag and paste over here. Let's see what we got. Again, for the new people hopping in, I forgot to put the music on. We're going to pop it on in a minute. Chill Lo-Fi on YouTube. If this is the case and this is where we're at, this is going to be at a much larger scale as well. So I'd say probably looking at the daily. Let's take a look right here. Right, bring this up. If this is the case, you're touching on the lows, then ultimately going to see something like this. Right. Today's Thursday. I think you're going to see more of the move next week. But who knows? You could see a move come this week here. Let's see. Ant card, we need a squeeze. Devin Clark. I'm going to have a quadruple down on AMC, so does this. So this does help a lot. What up, Kriegers? How you doing? Let's see. Got the music right here. Make sure the ad doesn't get me. Right, let's see. You think that's where we're at, or we have to wait for earnings as a catalyst? I don't think just based off of that question, I don't think earnings is going to be a catalyst. But you know what's weird, right? When we have earnings, we have good earnings for AMC, the stock drops. Okay, Adam Aaron has come out and stated that he's expecting these earnings to not look so hot, not look so good. So you're either going to see one of two things, just based off of earnings, okay, which is May 5th. Anyone who hasn't known for AMC, you're going to see one of two things. You're going to see a push because, you know, when earnings are good, we get a sell-off for some unknown reason. So when earnings are bad, you may or may not see a push. The more likely scenario is these bad earnings come out and the short sellers take advantage of it. I don't know what that's going to look like, but thinking about it now as we speak, you want to probably take a look at what the options chain is looking like to see how they're going to take advantage of it. Why is this? Guys, is anyone else having this glitch here? 0 calls expiring in the money. This is on Untitled Chapter. Let me reload. 0 calls expiring in the money. Let me screenshot this, just in case this goes away. So you have expiration 22nd, end of this week, a little bit of a lag. You have expiration May 13th, a little bit of a lag here. Okay, Untitled Chapter's data is fucked up. Is anyone else seeing this as well? Short exempts, super low for the 20th. Let's take a look here. 20th. That's interesting because that's a harsh sell-off right here. Someone's skewing the data. Let's check Gamestop. I think once GME splits, things might start moving quickly, I'm guessing. Yeah, I think it's going to happen either right before the split or when it does happen. But yeah, I do think things will start moving quickly. Again with Gamestop. So Untitled Chapter is not showing 0 for Gamestop, but then you come down here and the data is a bit skewed. Let's see if it's the same. So that's ending in 6th, the 27th, 21st. 6, a little bit fucked up. 27th, a little bit fucked up. 16th. Okay. Alright. See if anything's going on Twitter. Haven't checked Twitter. Barely checked Twitter today. VIX to the moon, VIX to the moon. Is the VIX moving? The volatility index for the SPY, I assume. It's not going crazy, but it definitely is moving. You guys are watching these glitches happen in real time. You can't make this shit up. I don't know what the fuck that was. I don't know what the fuck that was, but just glad I'm on stream. Just glad I'm on stream for shit like this to happen. The SPY. This is good. And now, for everybody in, I missed the update video yesterday, but I did want to bring this up in the update video, right? If you go ahead on the daily and take a look at the SPY and correlate it with AMC, right? So we're gonna shift over to the SPY. Let's get this out of the way. Okay. You know what? We need some of those in here so I can show you guys what we're working with. Okay. All right. Now this is interesting. If you correlate the SPY's moves to AMC and how AMC moved in June, also with the cycles AMC's in, right? Just take a look at the SPY and how it's trading. Okay, this right now is a major, let's see, major red bar, major rejection off this overall trend. Now just keep in mind of what this looks like. Now if you come over here to AMC, right, and everyone's correlating the cycle period, okay? Over here we're on the 30-minute chart. Now just based off of this setup, right? Keep this in the back of your head here, right? If you come back to where you correlate it to, okay, right back here, you could say, well, it looks like either one of these setups. I'd say it looks a bit more like this one, right? You have the cycle period right here, move up, the push down, and then you have the touch points at the lows before you start climbing again. Make the same setup. But overall, take a look at the time frame, right? Of the time period that this happened. Now we're gonna shift back over to the SPY, move back onto the daily here. What's going on with this? Is this fucked up or what? Okay. We went back a little too far. All right. This is what we want to take a look at. You have May 4th to May 10th. Okay. A climb, a rejection, and then a harsh sell-off right after. Okay. You want to focus on this setup and this harsh sell-off. Now, if you go over to the 4th to the 10th on AMC, let's take a look at this. Yo, what's good, Gary? Appreciate you hopping in. Sorry, I missed the update video yesterday. Was a little busy. I didn't think it was going to take too long, but I did upgrade my phone. I had a little bit of other stuff to do. So, May 4th to May 10th, what happened? So, we come back here. And you're looking at, let's see, May 4th, and then you want to look at May 10th. Okay, this is when the cycle played out. So we look at this on the 30-minute. Do what you have to, bro. No need to ever apologize. Appreciate it, bro. Let's see. What phone did you get? I just got a 13 Pro Max, and it's legit. I got the 13 Pro. The iPhone 13 Pro. I didn't get the Pro Max. They didn't have it at the store, and I didn't want the bigger screen as well, but I also didn't want to wait. All right, so take a look, guys, at where we're at, right? This is on the 30-minute chart with AMC. Okay. Correlate this. The 4th to the 10th. Now, if you take a look at the chart where AMC is at, I'd say you're at exactly this point. Okay, and it's just interesting that the SPY plays in the same cycle, and we're going to look at that in a second. But why do I say we're at this point? Just keep this in the back of your head and what it looks like. Let me zoom out a little bit for you, right? Okay. Keep this in the back of your head. This move right here. Okay, keep this move in the back of your head. This move, okay, not respecting its overall trend line. And then keep this move in the back of your head, okay? Touching the lows several times, right? And then the two humps. Now, if you go over back to where we're at in AMC, let's take a look. Let's take a look at what you're working with. This is current, right? What looks similar? Remember I had you keep this in the back of your head? Okay, so you had this move, and you really can't make this shit up. And then I keep this in the back of your head, right? not respecting its overall trend line anymore. And this is the identical move, and this is not at the same time, right? And then you have this, okay, touching the lows a few times. Now, just projecting, right, based off of cycles, what you're looking for is, you know, a slow grind, slow push, and then a move. If you're just basing it off the past. But if you go back and look at the SPY, we're going to bring this over to the daily chart here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is the same thing. Correlate the time period on the SPY and the time period where we're at now. Okay. Take a look. It's not what we wanted. All right. May 4th to May 10th on the SPY. Well, what do we notice that happens back here? Okay. You're getting this slow climb, which is not the move we're focusing on, right? But what happens is you start seeing this sell-off, okay? The sell-off on the SPY. This is what we want to focus on. The sell-off on the SPY, and this is right around the cycle period, right? If we were just basing this, okay, this is where we're at in AMC, okay? You are here. This arrow is not working, but this is us on AMC, okay? And now if you correlate the SPY just based off of today, right, where the SPY is trading at today, you're going to see the same thing happen. Okay, the cycle starting again, right? Want to do the 14th to the 20th, 25th, okay? Seeing the same thing start here, right? So ultimately the point being here is that this is just an extra confirmation for cycles on AMC and what's to come. So if you want a little confidence booster, I wouldn't be worried. I think it's too identical to turn your head away from. As for everybody talking about this article, we're going to go over it in a video. I have to really do some digging before I speak on it. But we did talk about this at the beginning of the stream very fast. This on page 132 of the SEC filing, right, is the one thing that stands out to me. Now, remember, I didn't do anything, so I'm not going to speak. But that could potentially be a result of a squeeze or other market dislocation. Now, guys, if you think of the Volkswagen squeeze, if you think of the Tesla squeeze, if you think of any other squeeze and how large they were, they have never caused what you would call a market dislocation. Okay? It's never done that. So there's two ways people are interpreting this article, and again, I have to dig into it before I speak on it, but it's A, they're attempting to stop the squeeze from happening, or B, they're trying to regulate it and not cause a market dislocation, but it is to come. They're trying to protect, of course, the higher-ups, the market in general, from a market dislocation. Whatever their meaning is by that, right, I have to read into the article, but it's just it's a clear statement showing that whatever is to come, right? I mean, we know, but anyone else reading this article, whatever is to come is going to be bigger than anything that ever has happened. So if you want confirmation bias on your MOASS, M-O-A-S-S, that as a word, you have it right here by the SEC. Okay, that could potentially be a result of a squeeze or other market dislocation. Let's see here. Very interested in what you're showing us now. Let's see. What do you think is worst case scenario for AMC? Let me see. In comparison to Volkswagen squeeze, do you think AMC could hit 15 trillion in market cap? I haven't analyzed the Volkswagen squeeze. 15 trillion is big. I don't know. I think that before, like, speaking on something like that, I really don't know. I don't know how to answer that. But I assume. I don't know the Volkswagen squeeze numbers. You probably do. What market cap did the Volkswagen hit when it squoze? If it was greater than that, then or close to, then yeah, I do think it could hit a 15 trillion market cap just based off of this statement in the SEC. I don't know what the stock market consists of, right? It's probably 90 something trillion or something along that range, and don't quote me, but a market dislocation, then yeah, I think it could do that if Volkswagen was close. Volkswagen was the top corporation in the world in market cap for a day. I don't know what it is right now, but I know Apple, I'm pretty sure, was the first company to hit something big. I believe 3 trillion market cap on Apple. So if you just take this as a company, and let's just say AMC did that for a day, right? Took the top market cap, let's just say surpassed 3 trillion. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but I believe you're looking at least past, $2,500 squeeze. Let's see if we can. Okay. 6K a share. Okay. Jeez. Yeah. So that's decent. That's definitely decent. As for the question, what do I think is worst case scenario? Let me set this up before I forget. Right. Before I forget where we're at. Okay. Worst case scenario. Well, let's break it down. Let's get into the 30-minute chart here. First of all, since May, right? Let's take the lowest AMC has hit, and I think this is a good thing to start with. Looks like $12.90. Okay, this was the lowest we've hit in the past 9 months, I believe, just based off of looking at it. But let's pull up the 4-hour chart here. If this doesn't hold, if 16 bucks doesn't hold, you're coming back down to 1487, 1485, at least for right now. The very worst case scenario is the higher ups stop this from happening. I'd say that's probably the worst thing that could happen. Let's see. I just think dropping that low will take us out of a squeeze and extend the cycle. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's going to drop, but again, it's so hard to tell. Based off of everything we looked at, though, I don't see a reason this drops out of the cycle. I mean, this is identical. And if you don't see a move tomorrow, I'd be surprised. If you don't see a move to at least pass 18 bucks tomorrow, I'd be surprised, just based off of the cycle. If you come down to 16 flat, that's probably anything lower than that. I'd say, yeah, you probably broke and you're going to extend the cycle period in AMC. But until then, I like what we're seeing. Honestly, I like it, especially coordinating it with the SPY, right? Because when Volkswagen closed, you saw the SPY start selling off, and we've been over this plenty of times. All long positions aren't gonna make up, like, all your long positions selling off aren't, and then one short position that's doing good isn't gonna make up for all these long positions. So a lot of hedge funds are gonna be getting a lot closer to margin calls. But check out this sell-off. Like, I didn't really take a deep look into it, right? So you had resistance at this trend line, this first one, and then the second one, okay? And we broke above, but immediately coming down, had no stopping at either of these. Completely busted through these. I like this. I want this. This is what I want. This is what we want for anyone in AMC and GameStop, in my opinion, is the SPY to take this disgusting hit. If the SPY breaks under 435.50, that's going to be dirty. You're coming down to 433.30, and then honestly, eventually all the way down. But I think a key level is 427 on the SPY. Remember, this is where the cycle period let's hypothetically try and guess when AMC would move, because originally we had the other day, April 25th to May 5th is what I gave it, right? But if this is where we're at, hypothetically, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 10 trading days before you get major green candles. You know, a major week being at least over 100%, right? So what's 10 days from now? Looking at, so where we are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. May 6th, before you start seeing massive moves. Looks about right. So we'll keep this here, and we'll keep it in pink. See what's to come. All right, let's take a look. VIX still climbing. The VIX climbing like this, and the SPY harshly moving down like this. This is an aggressive move. You can tell just by looking at the VIX. Anybody who doesn't know, this measures volatility in the SPY, in the S&P 500, right? This increasing heavily and the SPY decreasing is it's clear indication of aggressive selling, but this is aggressive selling. This is more people coming in and saying it's time to pull my money out of the market. You can see that right now. Let's take a look at the last time we saw. How much of a dip is this in the SPY right now? So you're down about almost 13 points in the SPY right now, or almost 3% on the day. The last time you saw that was about back here, I'd say. Yeah. This is exactly what I'd say you saw. Okay, March 7th. See how AMC reacted March 7th. I just like to coordinate these things just to see. It's fun to look at. Okay, AMC, major sell-off. SPY. Okay. So the SPY had a big rebound after this, but not quite from hitting its lows. So the low of that candle at 13, you dropped another 2.5%, another 10 to 11 points. So let's say this is the low of the candle. SPY, remember that level we just said, 427. That would be where there's a potential bounce spot for the SPY. If the aggressive selling continues. Overall, let's check on GameStop and see how GameStop's doing. GameStop is a harder thing to read based off of the cycles, but GameStop and AMC completely correlate together. I'm fine with where GameStop's at. I'm fine with where AMC's at, as long as they hold. Honestly, as long as they hold right here, I wouldn't say you're in a bad spot. I wouldn't say you're in a bad spot at all. Let's see. Overall, this gives the community more time to chill and base their thoughts. But this little hiccup right here is what we want. We'd want it to see it hold, and a break under, say about right here, is where cycle is extended, which is what you don't want to see. But honestly, where it's at is fine. It's holding this overall trend right here. It may act as resistance for a little bit. Right now, it doesn't look strong. This looks like it's going to come down. But that's just based off of what it looks like. You can either get a bounce here or bounce here. And overall, if you don't get that bounce and you break below, you break below 16 bucks, you're probably coming down to either low 15s or high 14s on AMC. I don't think that's going to happen, though, based off everything we just went over. If you guys have any tickers you want me to look at, feel free to let me know. But there is one that I wanted to bring up that we did talk about, BRQS, and I haven't taken a look at this at all today. So this is up 14%. That's good. That's a good thing to see. It looks like it had its run after hours, and it held, right? It held. This correlated to MULN is pretty interesting. When MULN had its run, let's see here. We want to go back to about this is interesting. I think BRQS is at a dangerous spot right now from where it's at. You're either here, let's bring this up here, right? Just coordinating this with Mullen. Okay. We want to be on the 1 hour. Okay, because you're either at this setup right here and you're getting ready to be smacked harshly to the downside before consolidation move to the upside, right? You're either there or you're already here, or you're already at this spot. And just based off of the chart, it looks like you're at the beginning stages of what's to come. I mean, look at how identical this chart is. You see this right here? This move, this V move right here. Okay, I'd like to think that these two are playing in cycles as well. Saw a little gap up, and remember, we're not looking at percentage-wise, market cap-wise, but these do move very close in price. So if you are in BRQS right now, I'd be very, very careful. Make sure to analyze the charts and what you're looking at, because you could, if you're at this spot, you're gonna get a smack to the downside just based off of if you're basing it off of cycles. But if you're holding in for medium to longer term and you don't really care about the money and you're willing to lose it, eventually, if you're basing it off of cycles, it's going to come back up to where you're at right now. A couple weeks or so, a few weeks. BRQS is an interesting one. I'm not in it right now, though. Let's see how BBIG has been doing. BBIG down 2.7% on the day. Okay. Let's see. You do good, TA. Thank you. HYMC. Yeah, let's take a look at HYMC. Why not? AMC's gold investment. Okay. Looks like HYMC, just looking at it right now, is gonna hold $1.50. But let's bring it over to. Okay, we're on the daily with HYMC right now. So overall, just looking at the daily, and we're going to break it down more, but this is not a good thing to see. A break below its overall trend line. So whoever was in this for a technical play sold out right here. They sold out. I doubt a lot of holders were in it. You're probably seeing this being taken advantage of, this move here. Let's see if there's anything playing out. Okay, so right now, based off of this, I can say that there's probably not cycle playing out here. Just looking at it, right? I mean, you had a head and shoulders, okay, indicating this sell-off right here. This is where AMC got into the mix, and AMC investors got into the mix here. So from the beginning, from the lows, we'll say roughly down here. From the lows, you're up 476%, 470%, and you were up about 1,000. So this is interesting, but let's take it down to the 1 hour chart here. Let's take this out. Okay, you can see it holding back here. This is probably your last spot of support that you want it to hold. Now let's go over worst case scenario with this, right? This doesn't hold, coming down to 113, which is going to bring you from where it's at now down 27% roughly. Now it's either 66 cents or gap filled down to, the thing is, I bet more so that it's going to hold here. But this is where this looks interesting, right? If this does one of these, exactly like you saw, let's see. Right, and we want to change this up. Change this back to 3. Delete that. Okay, if this does another one of these, which it may or may not do, which is going to bring you down to $1.13. But you want to see it hold $1.50 and a break below, you're looking at 113. Now what's the saving on this company? What's the indication of this thing being saved here? Okay, right now you really want this to hold this channel that it's in. And honestly, this kind of looks like a bit like AMC's setup, but not quite. No, not AMC's setup. Now let's go back to HYMC. Alright, best case scenario right now, I'd say start getting a push. I wouldn't worry if you're in this. I wouldn't worry about HYMC. And the only reason I say that is because, I mean, this is worst case scenario. You see it right here, okay? You get this same red bar that you saw back here, and it comes down to what the company used to trade at, which is not what you want to see. But honestly, I wouldn't worry about if you're in HYMC because based off of all the cycles that people are showing you with AMC and the SPY and everything, if you have faith in this, you should have faith in that because, you know, AMC, HYMC, BBIG, Gamestop, Mullen, Sundial, Prague, BRQS. Chances are they're all going to move within a couple weeks from each other. Do I think HYMC will drop to 130? How confident am I that it won't? How confident am I that it will? I would say based off of this, dude, I would just say it's a confirmation. It's a wait for confirmation. If you break below the support it's holding right now, yeah. If it breaks below this, 150, if it breaks below 150 flat, then you can say you're more likely to go down to 113. But you do, I mean, you have some spots that could save you. You definitely do. You have a lot that could save you. 122, 130. Probably get a strong pop off of 130. Okay, it was 130. It was 130 that you were asking. Yeah. A break on under 150, you're more likely to go down there. But again, correlating it to everything else, I wouldn't worry about it. Hey buddy, so when Moon, Sidious, you came in a little late, but when Moon, this is the time frame you're looking at. Let's go to the daily if you want to see the fucking time frame for when Moon. Now this is when run up. This isn't when Moon, because I can't tell you if these shorts are gonna cover or not. But this is exactly where you're set up, right? Take a look back here from May 4th to May 10th, May 11th, right? And then this is where you're at right now. So you're coordinating April 21st, 22nd to May 10th, May 11th. When Moon, anytime from now to May 6th before you start seeing 100% moves. This is just based off of cycles. We broke it down to 30-minute. And then the same thing's coordinating with the SPY, which is extremely interesting. So right now, pretty confident. Don't mind what AMC is doing, and I don't mind the levels that it's at. But when fucking Moon, I can't wait to dig into this article after the stream here, which we have 6 minutes of power hour, and tune in for the update video. I don't know if this article being dug into will be in the update video, but it may or may not be. Either way, I will do some digging into it. Super interesting, especially this one sentence. Okay, I really want to check back in on the SPY. Check back in on the SPY. Bloody. SPY's attempting to hold. I don't know. I don't know if this thing's gonna hold here. Tourism industry growth rate to surpass GDP. Digital free operator raises funds at potential IPO. No. Sanctioned by U.S. over Russian operations. Oh shit. How's crypto doing? Oh, it's not what we want to look at. Let me be down here. Come on, bro. Okay. Ethereum, Bitcoin not doing too bad here. looking decent. Also been doing a lot of research into Web3 and the applications that will roll out into the future. It's going to be some interesting times in the near future when it gets more traction. Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to speak on it like I know much about anything of that nature, but I know it's definitely going to be big. Wasn't Sandbox Alpha Season 2 just going? I think that's over now too, though. You sold on the idea, the option contracts are what's giving hedge funds lifeline on the MOAS. Am I sold on that? So, am I sold on the idea the options contracts are what's giving hedge funds the lifeline on the MOAS? Or am I sold that that is what's letting them control price action? Or am I sold that that's what's letting them get a little bit of profits here and there? So, just to start things off, right? If you're referring to Astro and Trade's videos on the options and the market makers and everything, and to buy puts on the stock, which everyone freaked out about, my point of view to that is, so everything they had to say made sense. Okay, it did, and I didn't want to form an opinion because I think certain things are splitting the community right now, and it's not the time to do so. But there is an alternative if you don't like what people say, or you don't want to buy puts on the company, which I feel that. But the alternative is just don't play fucking options. Obviously, we've tried that in the past, and it didn't work because you can't tell someone who's money hungry to not, do something, right? It's hard to get that across to the entire community to not buy options, but that is the alternative to do so. But I do believe, in some ways, right, at some key levels, market makers and such are making this 3 to 4% on retail as you trade between these levels. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot more to go into it, but I do think we're definitely getting left smacked through options. I don't think it's a good idea for retail to play options unless it's the time, right? Right here, I don't blame anybody for playing options, right? You had a 40 to 45% day in AMC. At that point, right, if you're starting to move like that, I don't blame anybody for playing options because that's a good thing. Of course, everybody expected this to keep fucking moving. We've been in a 9-month-long downtrend, and just based off of the breakout, everyone thought this was confirmation for them. So I don't blame anyone buying options here, but also that's going to cause a lot of gamma when the time is right, because options is all timing. If we time it right, that's great. But right now, it did make sense, right? Market makers grab what's cheaper, and it carries the price with it. So why not make profits? The market is now closed. Let's see, Janet Yellen and federal gov is giving them a lifeline. They have let the printer on across the market since everything is disconnected from reality. Yeah. So there's key things to touch on there based off of that message. But there's also this theory, right? There's also that theory where, let's just say the MOAS does happen, but at that point it happens. There's so much money printed, this, that, and the third going on that the dollar's becoming a lot less worthless, and now you're getting a worthless lump sum of nothing. So there's always that theory. But I do appreciate everybody hopping into the stream. It is currently 4:02 p.m. Eastern Standard. The market closed 2 minutes ago. The update video will be out in an hour and 28 minutes, so 5:30 Eastern Standard. Again, that's an hour and 28 minutes from now. The update video will be out. We'll go over AMC, Gamestop, what I'm expecting tomorrow and next week. Also, guys, if you want, check the links down below. It takes a couple minutes. You can get free stocks and sell them and then buy AMC. Every time someone does it and I get my free stocks, I just do the same thing. I sell it and buy AMC with it. But the link down below to get free stocks, you just have to deposit like a penny. I think it's any amount. You can deposit 10 cents, $1, whatever. So yeah, that's down below is Moo. Also, the merch shop is open down below. So rep some merch, guys. I don't have it on right now, but it's super good quality. That is it, guys, for the stream. I appreciate everybody hopping in. Make sure to tune in for the update video. I love you all. Lottery stocks out. We're going to turn this off.